Hello everybody, this is Blightwind bringing you another one of the games within the defense tournament. This is Complexity up against 4FC. I do not believe that this has the most recent patch, so Rubik, Luna, and Wisp should not be in Captain's mode. So unfortunately we won't be able to see any of those. I'm really excited to see Rubik. He's a super fun hero to watch. But everyone's loaded up, so we'll be able to get underway in a second here, as soon as the game actually realizes that everyone's loaded in. But, yeah, I've been doing my best to cover as many of the Dota, or the defense games as possible, but with a full-time job, it's a little difficult to do the, 3 games a day that they play. So, getting into the picks and bans here, fluff and stuff. Banning for Complexity and ALX banning for 4FC, which is 4 friends plus Chrillee. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this guy. So, well, first, okay, so an Invoker is going to be banned by 4FC right away. Invoker, very utilitarian hero. He's got a huge array of spells, can fit into pretty much any kind of lineup. If you want to gank, if you want to push, if you're looking to do team fight, he'll be able to bring appropriate things. Nature's Prophet, banned out, very good jungler. He's a decent ganker and great pusher. I mean, he's a fantastic pusher with the treants. He's able to push out all of the lanes with his ult. Broodmother being banned out. She's another great pusher with the spider army. She can harass you in lane very powerfully. And she's a decent carry in the mid game. Especially giving the miss chance and then getting the huge amount of life steal from her ult. Lycan, that's his name. Lycan's being banned out. He's another great jungler. He's able to take solo Roshans. You get like a Vlad's and a Medallion on him. You're able to just shred through Roshan. He's a great pusher with the Wolves and Howl. He's a good ganker with the ultimate. If you get a BKB on him, most teams will not be able to stop him while the BKB and ult is up. He's immune to slows. He'll be immune to basically every stun. And he'll be able to just shred through some of your squishies. Chen gonna be banned out. For the last one out of 4FC, Chen, another great pusher. You get 3 creeps, especially if you get Dark Troll Warlords or something like that, who can summon even more creeps. Able to push down towers like crazy. Hand of God, great team fight ability. He's the ability to send people home. If you do that in the middle of a fight, it can save someone who's been focused. He's got some decent nukes. He's got some good ganking. Again, if you get appropriate creeps for it, if you get some centaurs, or, to throw out some stomps. So we're just waiting for the last ban out of Complexity here, and then we'll be able to get into the first round of picking. It's gonna be a Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight, great. Well, he's a pretty good carry. He's got great chase, and even more pushing with that ult. The illusions from his ult do full damage, so you get enough items on him, and you get level 3 ult. You're able to just annihilate a tower. But a Leshrac sneaks through. Leshrac is been banned a lot, mostly because it's been a very push-oriented meta, and I mean, there's really no better pusher than Leshrac. Diabolic Edict will just literally melt towers. I've seen with a little bit of backup and no glyph, one Diabolic Edict able to just annihilate a tower. Darkseer's also going to sneak through. He's another hero that's banned quite often. But and mostly because Vacuum, very powerful, especially for people that have channeled ultimates. He's able to use the Vacuum to break the channel. Wall of Illusion, just, it screws up with team fights. You drop a Wall of Illusion, and they can't, you basically create an area where they can't fight you. Especially if you get an Aghanim Scepter on him, the illusions will do tons of damage. And then usually Darkseers go for a bit of a tankier, like Vanguard with a pipe, and then maybe into like a Sheep Stick or an Orchid. Something a bit more team fight oriented. So we'll have to see what their second pick is. Complexity's using a lot of their bonus time. A lot of discussion going on here. Unless Fluff and Stuff doesn't realize he has to make a second pick. Which could end badly if they get random. Okay, they're gonna go with a Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, a fantastic support. The Disruption Soul Catcher combo, along with some, like, damage basically from anybody. You get level 4 Soul Catcher on somebody, 50% damage. That means, like, even a Crystal Maiden's right clicks suddenly hurt quite a bit. Crystal Maiden, like, any kind of nukes will just destroy somebody. And then Demonic Purge, great for counter ganking, great for chasing. The slow goes through BKB. The damage won't, but the slow, which is like 50%, it's huge.
5 seconds remaining.
And then the Shadow Poison is decent harass you can use to scout. Like, he just brings tons to the table, and it's fantastic. Disruption, you throw that down on top of a carry. All of a sudden, there's 2 illusions that are going to be doing like 70% of their damage, of the carry's damage, hitting him. If he leaves those alone, that is technically, he's taking 140% of his attack damage. Which most carries can't go up against. So, 2 picks coming out of, very quick, Enigma coming out of 4FC here. Enigma, great team fight. He's got decent pushing with the Eidolons. Malefice is great for doing little pulse stuns on somebody. And then Lone Druid sneaks through. So this is 3 rather push-oriented heroes. Lone Druid is technically a carry because of the bear. He's able to basically get 12 items. So it's essentially like having a 1 hero advantage at all times as long as he's alive. But also you get like a Radiance Assault Cuirass on the bear, on the Spirit Bear, and you're just able to shred through towers with that Demolish. He just ends up doing so much damage. And then a Brewmaster is going to sneak through as also another team fight. I mean, he's got the Thunderclap, which does a good nuke, a very hefty slow. His ult basically brings forth some huge chase, 2 forms of CC, a bunch of damage. The Fire Panda essentially has like a little burn aura, sort of like Warlock Golem. And it's got insane move speed. It's got great right click. And then you've got the Cyclone from the Air Panda, the Rock from the Earth Panda, the Magic Immunity of the Earth Panda. So he just brings so much to the table, and he's able to totally tip, because he's able to essentially say for a few seconds, it's a 3v5. And then we're just gonna like use Cyclone, their carry, and Rock, one of their supports, and then just jump on a squishy.
Reserve time.
So, we're in the second round of banning now. That's where we are. And waiting for 4FC here. And they're going to ban out a Windrunner. Windrunner is I mean, Shackle Shot, one of the greatest abilities in this game. It's such an incredible CC. Because you are able to get it on 2 people, it's got a huge range to actually physically shackle. Power Shot is great for scouting out, great for just poking. Windrunner makes her a very safe solo laner because of the Wind Run. Focus Fire is kind of meh. It's alright for like doing Roshan and pushing towers, that's about it. You almost never see Windrunners pick it up until like the 16-17 mark, when they're basically forced into it. And then a Beastmaster is going to be banned out by Complexity. Another solo laner. Axes, great for securing last hits at a long range. Axes do composite damage, so if they do something like pop a pipe or build a lot of armor, you'll still do decent damage to them. Roar is a huge CC, and then his Hawk gives great scouting. His aura gives good pushing. Shadow Shaman's going to be banned out. He's got 2 huge disables with the Hex and the Shackle. The Shock is a very hefty nuke. And then he's got the Serpent Wards that can be deployed either defensively to stop a push or to just shred through a tower. And then there's also the fact of like Ward Trap ganks. If you can get a Ward Trap on somebody, unless they've got a Blink or like a Force Staff, you're just going to be able to annihilate them because they won't be able to go anywhere. Then Queen of Pain is going to be banned out as the last one from Complexity here. Queen of Pain, I guess, yeah, it could fit in here. Primarily due to the fact that she's a very mobile ganker, and they could definitely use that on the 4FC side to allow, like, to kind of put pressure up while they allow this Lone Druid to farm up. And then, you know, if they can get a Split Earth on somebody with the Queen of Pain running around, it would have been just a huge amount of damage. Plus, they could use another solo laner. I think the Lone Druid will probably be in the long lane, and then they could have used the Queen of Pain mid. So we'll have to see what the first pick out of 4FC is. And they will be looking to use the Lone Druid as a carry. They're going to go with the Tidehunter, even more team fight. So this means that there is a huge amount of stuns. Just an enormous amount of team fight stuns on this Dire side. You've got the Black Hole, you've got, like, if Tidehunter can get a blink, and then blink into if they get blinks on both Tidehunter and Enigma, Tidehunter blinks in, pops Ravage, and then Enigma can blink in, drop the Black Hole. Storm Spirit's going to be picked up by Complexity here. Storm Spirit, very good ganker. He's got a huge amount of mobility with that Ball Lightning, and then he's able to, pretty much perma-stun somebody, and then the Electric Vortex and the Remnant, just tons and tons of damage. And he's able to just constantly do little sprints of Ball Lightning to keep that slow up on you, keep that nuke up on you. Every time he casts a spell, his next auto attack will do a slow and some extra damage, so he's able to just kind of do these little spurts. And if you get like a Bloodstone on him, like you get a Bloodstone like a Sheepstick, say, you're able to just, and level 3 ult, you're able to just wander all over the place. Ball Lightning as much as you want, really. And a Shadow Fiend's going to be picked up by 4FC. This is surprising. You don't see Shadow Fiend very often. He's a very powerful hard carry, and ridiculously powerful. The big thing about him is that as long as he doesn't get permanently ganked in the early game, he will eventually get farm. Once he gets level 4 raises, he's going to get farm, because he's able to flash farm creeps with two raises, annihilates creep wave. And then he's got a armor debuff aura. He's got, if you can set up his ult, again, huge AoE damage, fits in with this Enigma Tidehunter combo they're looking to do. Necromastery gives him a decent amount of right-click damage, and once he can get himself some items, he'll just be pumping out tons and tons of damage. You get like a blink BKB on him, it'll just do tons of damage. His biggest weakness and why he's not played often is that he doesn't have an escape. Then a Tiny's going to be the last pick for Complexity. Tiny, great ganker. Again, someone you get a blink on him, and he's just going to wander around doing the wombo combo on people. The Avalanche Toss, it's going to just, like the Leshrac, the Enigma, it's just going to annihilate them. The Shadow Fiend, even until he gets a BKB, it'll be a reign of terror. So, let's have a look at who's playing what. We've got Masaki on the Darkseer, Jo on the Storm Spirit, TC on the Tiny, Hannah Montana on the Brewmaster, and IX Mike on the Shadow Demon. And then for 4FC, we've got ALX playing the Leshrac, Loco on the Tidehunter, Iconoclast on the Enigma, Shrillee on the Lone Druid, and Pep, who is a stand-in apparently, on the Shadow Fiend. And Iconoclast is also a stand-in from the looks of things. So we've only got 3 of the actual members of 4FC. I'm not too sure why exactly they've got 2 stand-ins, but hey, obviously a professional team will not take a stand-in if they don't trust them. Bear's going to be doing a little scouting. Maybe is he looking to do a little bit of the pull forward with the creep wave here? Is Darkseer doing the trick? No, but it does look like he'll probably be jungling. When I said if he's doing the trick, one thing that at the moment you can do, IceFrog has said that he's going to be looking for a way to stop this, but you buy a Smoke of Deceit on Darkseer, and then you stack up one of these creep camps like 2 or 3 times. And then you pop Ion Shell on yourself, smoke yourself, and stand next to the creep wave. The damage of Ion Shell will not break the smoke, and you'll constantly be doing damage, and you can just annihilate the 3 creep waves, get yourself a whole bunch of money. A whole bunch of easy money. Gonna see some rune wards going down. So we've got Leshrac mid up against this Storm Spirit. Brewmaster's gonna get a haste rune. He's soloing up against this Shadow Fiend Tidehunter combo. And then we're gonna see Enigma in the jungle, just denying one creep wave, a creep up here, and then we'll see Lone Druid in the solo lane. Got nothing on his bear. He's up against Shadow Demon, Tiny. The Shadow Fiend Shadow Demon's gonna really screw me up. Darkseer in the jungle. And everything's looking just kind of back and forth at the moment. How's the Shadow Fiend's already up to 8 souls. And Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that his last hitting at the beginning of the game is kind of shitty. I mean, even with like 6 more agility, he's only got 46 base damage. Which is awful. But now that he's up to 12 souls, it's 24 damage. And he's actually picking up a point in Presence of the Dark Lord, which is kind of surprising. Normally you'd see them go for the raise. Tidehunter just trading some hits with the Brewmaster here. Brewmaster went for stats at level 2. That's kind of surprising. You'd think that he'd go for like a Drunken Haze maybe to throw onto the Shadow Fiend, give him some mischance. Drunken Haze is a huge amount of mischance. It's 45% with just the 1 point. Like all you need is that 1 point. And then you can go whatever you want. But maybe he'll pick it up later on. We got the bear putting some... Oh no, thinking to put some right clicks in on this. Now it can. We're gonna see some poison being put up, but Chrillee just using the bear to bait out a bit, summons it back up. Getting them to waste some time on this. But Tiny's basically getting free farm here. Looking at some early last hits. We got the Tiny 12 and 6, 2 and 1 on the Lone Druid. 16 and 12 on the Shadow Fiend, up against a 2 and 0 Brewmaster. And then mid, we got 11 and 5 on the Leshrac, up against a 9 and 4. So that's pretty even on the Storm Spirit.
Denied!
And then the jungles are just kind of jungling away. Nothing's really happened there. So we're pulling the creep wave through so that he can get a little bit of experience in some farm. And Shadow Fiend just kind of going along, level 2 raise, and then 1 point in each passive. Looking to just give himself some good nuking ability for the creep waves. And we'll definitely see his farm go up and up and up. Leshrac's got his bottle, got his boots. Jayo's up to his bottle as well, and a magic mantle. Mantle of Intelligence, that's what it's called. So that's this mid lane's looking fairly even. We are going to see Lightning picked up, and Lightning actually prioritized, it looks like. The 4-minute rune is not top, but Leshrac's got much higher move speed than this. Storm Spirit's beginning move speed is actually pretty low. And Darkseer actually went bottle as well. Got himself an illusion. Disruption going down on Chrillee. And we're just going to see some Ion Shell shenanigans. Is this going to be first blood? No. In fact, Fluff and Stuff goes down. Way too aggressive.
First blood! The end is set in motion.
And like, he not only did he dive like that, but he hesitated. As soon as it got here, he kind of tried to back out. He knew that Lone Druid was low, but then he kind of came up here and just stopped. I think he got entangled.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Some early push going in on this top tower. It's already down to about half. Actually, just under half now. 3 points in raise. Wow. Three points in the Shadow Raise without a second poison Necromastery. Looking to just push really fast.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
This aura does affect towers, I do believe. Magic Stick already up on the Leshrac. And we've got the Orb of Venom on the Spirit Bear, so if he manages to catch anybody, they're going to be pretty much perma-slowed. giving him even more chances for this the entangle. Fluff and stuff's gonna come through. They're looking to
Dire's
push this
bottom
out,
tower is under attack.
but Tiny really doesn't have anything. What has he got coming to him? He's got a bottle, so he'll have some mana regen, but that means there's, what, 3 bottles
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
on this Radiant side. Like, some people are gonna have to bottle crow. Tiny actually taking a ton of damage, and Shadow Demon actually manages to turn this around. Tiny almost went down there. An entangle goes on a creep. For a second I thought Shadow Demon was on Leshrax, like on the Dire team. I figured Tiny was gonna go down. But no, he actually managed to save Tiny's life. So no subsequent kills after that dive from Fluff. He's looking to maybe just calm down things a little bit. Tiny's bringing himself something else. He's bringing himself a Null Talisman, Magic Wand, and doing his Bottle Crow. And they've got the Flying Frog, which that is the most frightening thing I've ever seen. I actually forgot to check. They've got Stumpy. So special couriers on both sides. Super happy day. We're seeing Tidehunter wander over to the mid lane here. Storm Spirit does have Ball Lightning, so he's got a lot of escape if he has to. And he's just looking to nuke things down with the Remnant. Chrillee's actually going to be caught out in the jungle here. Gonna pop the Roar. Ix Might goes down to the lone Druid Bear. Fluff and stuff's gonna come through as well, but the Bear's gonna look to put in a lot of attacks in. And they're at, Lone Druid still got the kill from the Orb of Venom. Manages to finish him off. Darkseer managed to get the kill on the Lone Druid, but he basically got 2 for 1 by himself. Tranquil Boots picked up on him. Allow him to give him a little bit of a heal and quite a bit of move speed. 80 movement speed is huge. Fast Ogre Club being picked up on the Shadow Fiend. That'll most likely be for a BKB. It's going to want to avoid the Storm Spirit pulls, the Tiny Wombo Combo, the Disruption, lots of disables, and nothing really on this Radiant team that'll go through the BKB. Leshrac manages to find himself a double damage rune. He's definitely got rune control. And a pair of bottles on the courier. Tons and tons of bottle crowing. Tidehunter and Lone Druid going for a little bit of a walk, doing some warding. Tidehunter sitting back here. Then they're going to go a little bit aggressive on the Tiny, probably hoping for an entangle. Tidehunter is going to move a little bit more in. And it looks like all the action's down here. Of course, he gets an entangle as soon as he goes to attack a creep. Oh, Fluff and stuff. And Tidehunter's just kind of sitting here. He isn't 6 yet. And I don't really like him just kind of sitting here, not getting experience when he's not level 6 yet. What does this do? Oh. Gives you info. And Fluff and stuff's got his boots. Something's coming back on. Okay, the rest of the phase boots. And his bottle. Like, yeah, I really don't like him sitting here. He hasn't gotten a single point of experience basically all the time he's been sitting here. And the reason really you pick up Tidehunter is for the Ravage. Oh, and Storm Spirit gets a kill on the Shadow Fiend. I'm sorry I missed that one. Been so focused on this bottom lane. I'm waiting for something to come out of this Tidehunter sitting here. There, he got like about 20 experience. 30 experience. Enigma's down here. He has Black Hole. And Shadow Poison doesn't scout them out. Tiny's going to blow Avalanche. They're going to get an entangle, but Lone Druid's just going to resummon the bear, and nothing's going to actually come of that. So the buckler and headdress is finished. Enigma just needs about another 550 gold to get that mech. And Tidehunter will most likely go for the pipe. And we see Fluff and Hannah Montana looking to do a push on this top tower.
Dire's top tower is
Darkseer actually going to TP back here, surge himself forward. And we're going to see a ton of push. Disruption goes down on the Enigma. He gets just annihilated. Entangle's going to go down on Hannah Montana. They're going to start putting some right clicks in on the bear. Surge going forward on the Tiny. Is he going to be able to get... No, Entangle actually in tower range. Gush is going to go down on him. And looks like Hannah Montana actually picked up the last hit on the bear. Tiny's just going to TP out. He knows he has no business sitting around here. He is so lucky he survived. We're actually going to see a cloak. I am sorry. My dog is barking. But the cloak, just to kind of mitigate some of this Tiny damage, Leshrac manages to get himself another DD rune.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Creep's hitting on the tower a little bit. But so far, for a pretty lax game, we'll have a look at golds. So it's about 2,000 gold advantage for the Dire. But probably about a 1250 experience advantage for the Radiant. So it's, I'd say, about even. You know, a little bit of a level advantage over a little bit of an item advantage. And it's not a huge margin either, so nothing wrong with that. 3 down here for the Radiant. We've got Shadow Demon looking to hunt out some people. Spirit Bait's gonna go stalk around, scout some people out. But we've got Shadow Fiend just farming away. Sitting at 1,800 gold, so he's... Wow.
Bottom tower
And of course, while I'm trying to do math, he's about 900 gold away from his BKB, but Tiny Storm Spirit managed to pick up a kill on the Leshrac. Sorry for missing that one. And this tower is looking pretty damaged. Not quite in deny range. Middle tower is going to be taking a lot of damage. The glyph is up. So I'm surprised they haven't popped that one. Tiny gets the last hit on that. Brewmaster ult's going to be popped. They're going to go for Cyclone on Tidehunter, Rock on the Lone Druid, and they take the tower. They're looking to just do that. They were basically looking to just disable the
damage.
Potential for denies.
Regeneration.
Storm Spirit picks up a regen rune. And
over here now.
Is he gonna be coming? He's looking to get as much out of this region as he can.
Here I am.
Sentry being dropped by the Dire team.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And this tower is in deny range now. Is he gonna get it? Oh! Deny that! Oh my god, it has 4 health. Jo, just go back round. Bear, Soulcatcher taking a lot of damage. Lightning coming through. Some entangles on creeps. Shadow Poison arcing through. Enigma's sitting here. Realizes he's being spotted. Glyph's gonna be popped. Are they gonna try for a deny? Oh!
Radiant's middle tower.
Okay, so that was Storm Spirit denying, and then Creeps getting the last hit on this bottom tower. So that's a good amount of tower swing in 4FC's favor. Pandalt's down for a little over a minute now, about a minute 10. The druid, or the bear form being picked up here. Enigma looking to stop a Malefice going down on the Storm Spirit. BKB being used by the Shadow Fiend, and he used his ult on basically nobody, so he's already down to a 9-second after pretty much picking it up. They're going to just clear out some creeps here, and the Tidehunter and Leshrac are just going to kind of back up, along with the Lone Druid. Leshrac finds himself an Invis, pops that, bottles himself up a little bit. He's hoping that someone will come through. He could make a play on Jo, but instead, they're going to look to go on the Split Earth completely misses. And is there anything going to happen? Disruption going down on Tiny. Soul Catcher on him. He's going to get killed by the Brewmaster. Tidehunter's just going to limp away. 4FC looking to be a little too aggressive here. And looks like everyone's going to wander over towards this mid lane. Tiny just picked himself up a Yasha. Okay. Manta Tiny. Maybe. He does have drums. Looking to stack that attack speed. Is he going to look to go to like an Aghanim Scepter and then he'll already have all of the attack speed? Darkseer does pick up a Vanguard. So he's got that to help him survive some of the right clicks coming out of like Lone Druid, the Shadow Fiend, etc. Shadow Fiend's got his treads, he's got his BKB. Looking probably to save up for a blink now. And how is Enigma looking on a... He's got his mech, he's got his soul ring. Looking to build a BKB as well. Tide has basically nothing. He's got boots and that's about it. Boots and a wand. Storm Spirit just looking to mess with him a little bit. Do some AoE farming. He's going to find himself a double damage rune. And they might actually look to make a team fight out of this. Brewmaster already has a Blink Dagger. A whole bunch being dropped into the Tidehunter. Electric Vortex going down on the Enigma. Tiny's going to get a double kill for that as well. Drunken Haze going down on the Shadow Fiend. Another Blink. He's going to pop his ult. Tons of damage going in on IX Mike. Those Eidolon's doing tons. Leshrac's going to go down. Storm Spirit also goes down. Leshrac and Shadow Fiend. Tidehunter TP's back in. Drunken Haze being thrown down on the Tidehunter. And this is going to be a tier 1 dead. They're looking around for the Tide. And they're going to find him. Avalanche goes down, Electric Vortex, Remnant being popped as well, and the Clap to pick that up.
I think you're the only one here who drinks more than I do.
Shadow Demon picks up that. But
Radiant's bottom tower has
Syllabear
fallen.
manages to push the tier 2 down here as at the same time. But 10-3. Gold is looking almost 2,000 in the Radiant's favor. Experience is over 5,000 in the Radiant's favor. And you do not want to be at a level disadvantage up against a Tiny, because he's just going to be able to run around annihilating you. All of this squishies, this Enigma, the Leshrac, even the Tiny Tidehunter to an extent. He's normally a fairly beefy... He has no points in Kraken Shell, actually. That's... I don't know how much I agree with that. Darkseer just throwing out a little bit of a warning. Vacuum. Dire Team's looking to do Roshan. Smoke being popped. 4 people looking to roll in. Blink, Clap coming in. Tidehunter's gonna just get annihilated before he gets to blow his Ravage. Enigma's gonna get a black hole off. Storm Spirit's gonna go down. Brewmaster goes down. Enigma goes down to the Tiny. Wow, lots going on. Sorry, I was kind of a little lost there for a second. But it looks like it's a 2-for-2 exchange. And Roshan did not die. Are they going to look to... wait, someone bought it back? Storm Spirit bought back. So it was, yeah, it was actually a 3-for-2 exchange. Tiny's just going to TP out. Storm Spirit looking... picked up an early Orchid. Looking to shut down the Tidehunter, the Leshrac. I mean, it was a big deal that Tidehunter didn't get his Ravage off. I think he should have just used it. You know, he had a couple heroes around him, and it has a pretty large range. Like, it probably would have hit, like, out over to here from where he was standing, like here. So he probably would have been able to stun... would have gotten the stun off on pretty much everybody. And at this point of the game, you're not looking to do tons and tons of team fights. So the, like, 150-second cooldown of it, a little over 2.5 minutes. It's a pretty safe bet that you're not going to really require it for a big 5-on-5 team fight before then. Shadow Fiend's got his Yasha. He's actually foregoing the blink and instead just going to get himself some attack speed. Probably going to go for a Manta style. We see Darkseer working towards a hood. That'll be for a pipe. Tidehunter's basically got nothing but wards and boots. The Soul Booster picked up on Leshrac here. So he's looking to do a Bloodstone. Enigma's got... it's basically the same thing as we saw last time. Lone Druid has just Cloak, Tranquil Boots. But there is a Relic and Boots picked up on the Bear. Darkseer's got that. Storm Spirit's got Treads and Orchid. Tiny has Phase Boots and working towards an Aghanim's, it looks like. So that, yeah, it looks like what they're planning is he gets an Aghanim's. He'll already have a ton of attack speed, and then they can just start mulching through towers. Brewmaster's got a Point Booster and a Blink. I'm not 100% sure what I'll use this Point Booster for. Big clap coming through. Huge Shadow Fiend ult. Lone Druid gets a kill on Tiny. Brewmaster gets a kill on the Enigma. Storm Spirit goes down to Leshrac. Leshrac just throwing on the point or Pulse Nova. Shadow Fiend gets a kill. I think he got just one. But that was a little bit of a crazy initiation by the Brewmaster there. 3-for-1 exchange. And this will basically give a Roshan to the Dire team here. Fluff's actually going to get caught out. Split Earth hits on him. Shadow Fiend gets a kill on them. So that's just another one. And who's going to pick that up? Shadow Fiend? Yeah, it looks like Shadow Fiend's just going to drop his Yasha, actually. Probably, yeah, look to sell, like, drop the Slippers of Agility instead. He's able to get his ultimate orb. So he's only about 600 gold or 700 gold away. Yeah, now 600 from that Manta. Yeah, so that'll definitely be what he's going for. Tiny finds himself a double damage rune. And he's about 1200 from that Egg Scepter. Looking to do some Ancients here. Leshrac finishes his Bloodstone, so he'll have tons of regen. Like, with only 6 charges, 14.2 mana regen per second. And we got Brewmaster just kind of farming away here. Still no hint as to what exactly this point boost, or yeah, the point booster is going to be for. Possibly a sheepstick? Or he's just looking to use it to get himself some health and mana, maybe. I don't know. Maybe like just sit on it for now, pick up something else, then look to turn it into like a sheepstick later on. Might be an Aghanim Scepter, I suppose. Gives him more duration, less cooldown. And the Complexity team looking to be a little less aggressive. They're getting a little crazy in these team fights. They are jumping into a team. Like, all of them are jumping in, clustering up against a team that has AoE ultimates. Which you really don't want to do. You want to look to, like, pick off the Tidehunter, pick off the Enigma, take out some of that AoE potential. Because if you jump into them 5-on-5, what'll just end up happening is you're going to get ravaged, you're going to get black holed, and then Pulse Nova's going to get turned on, and he's just going to run around giggling. Tier 2 is going to be threatened here.
Radiant's middle tower
Bear is not up. There's the bear, and that's just going to get annihilated. Holy crap.
Radiant's middle tower has
Diabolic Edict and Demolish just eats that tower. Radiance is finished on the bear. It's probably most likely in Assault Cuirass next. That is generally the progression we see. And now he's going to be able to send this bear around, use it to disrupt and scout, still do a little bit of damage. Stop any blinks, although I don't really think there's any blinks yet. I guess there's the one on the Brewmaster, and that's about it. Shadow Demon's sitting on basically nothing. The poor, lonely life of a support. And a bracer coming out to tide. Finally got a bracer. Yeah. It's rolling in the money as a support. Manta Style finished on Shadow Fiend. He's got another 1,200 gold saved up here. Not sure what he'll go for next. Tiny finds himself a DD. He's got his Aghanim Scepter finished. So that's going to give him cleave, give him tons of damage against structures. Good old siege damage. And Complexity's going to look to push now, because they can just machine through towers, doing tons of damage to the bear. And that last level of grow. 4 heroes for 4 FCs standing up here. And just Storm Spirit will look into AoE this creep wave down. But the Lightning Split Earth combo, just so much damage. And it's not often you see Leshrax actually pick up such early levels in Lightning. But definitely looking to keep the waves pushed back. Still no hint as to what... Is there anything on the courier? Urn, pipe... I'm guessing that all of this is Brewmasters, and that he was going for an Aghanim Scepter. That is my guess. We will have to see right here. Darkseer's going to pick up his pipe. And then, yeah. So Aghanim Scepter. And then this urn is just for one of their supports. Maybe the Shadow Demon. And things have calmed down quite a bit here. Everyone's just kind of looking to farm out a little bit. Bit of a push being put down on this top lane. Yeah, keeping the Eidolons away from those remnants. And lightning raises just tons and tons of damage. This top tower is going to go down. Are they going to pop Glyph?
Radiant's top tower has
Why you no Glyph?
Dire's bottom tower
I suppose instead they're just going to look to take a tier 3. Manta's going to be popped. Bear is going to go. all of the boosts on the bear are going to be popped. Hannah Montana pops in, jumps in, pops his ult, uses it to Wall of Illusion goes down. Shadow Fiend's going to pop his ult out. They're going to look to kill everything. IX Mike's going to get caught out, taken down by the Tidehunter.
You've got guts.
Rock going through on the bear. And now this is tier 3 is going to go down. This is an Invis Tiny. Throws down an Avalanche. Ravi's going to go down. Jayo's in tons of trouble. Tidehunter gets a kill on the Brewmaster.
Think of it as caviar.
He's just going to vacuum them back to it so he can escape. Barracks are going to go down. Lone Druid's in a lot of trouble. Gush going down on the Tiny. That's going to be a set of racks, and they're just going to look to back out now. Toss of the Shadow Fiend takes out the Aegis. IX Mike's going to get entangled. Tiny gets a kill on the Lone Druid. Tidehunter gets a kill on Tiny. Storm Spirit kills Leshrac. Tiny buys back. Shadow Fiend's in a ton of trouble. He gets Electric Vortex. He's going to get a bunch of damage popped in. He's looking to TP out, but he's going to get tossed and Storm Spirited. Storm Spirit gets a kill on that one, but they got the racks. It's all good. All the tier 2s are also down. They've still got 2 of them. Storm Spirit gets a Black King bar. And Tiny looking to pick up an Ogre Club. Is he just going for an S and Y? Ern picked up on Shadow Demon. BKB picked up on Leshrac. Tidehunter's basically got nothing still. BKB finished on Enigma. He's got his mech. He's got his Soul Ring. And Hood is basically finished on Lone Druid. And actually, oh, the Hood is finished. So now he's just going to look to finish the pipe. They're going to take this tier 2. And they're going to look to wander up top. Or they're just going to go clear out the Dire jungle a bit. Tiny's going to go do some Ancients. 3k gold on the Shadow Fiend, though. Is going to look to do, like, a Butterfly? Ethereal Blade? Ethereal Blade's hilarious on Shadow Fiend. They're going to do a little bit of counter warding. Midnight Pulse just to clear out the trees. Or is he just going to save for buyback? Roshan is nearly up. About another 2 minutes. Well, another 1 minute, 2 minutes. Somewhere around there. Big old clustering around the Roche pit. Both teams know that it's going to be very soon here. Neither of them wants to be caught off guard by a sneak into Roche. Tidehunter keeping an ever watchful eye on that. And 4FC knows that it's literally any second now. Leshrac Shadow Fiend looking to just wander around. Almost 4k gold saved up on him. Drums finished on Tidehunter. Tiny gets a BKB. And now Roshan is back up. Bear's gonna go through. And immediately Complexity turns. Starts heading over there. Shadow Poison, scouting it out. They want to jump in on this. Pipe is popped. And Tiny's looking for blood. But he's just gonna give up on it. He's got an Invis rune. Shadow Poison going through. Doesn't quite scout them on the high ground. Bear's gonna come forward. And this is the game of positioning, really. If someone gets caught out, there's enough stuns on both sides that they will most likely go down. Or at least be at a huge disadvantage. Shadow Demon just brought himself something. Looks like it was just wards. No big deal. But this top lane, they're gonna have to keep an eye on it because the racks are down, so it will keep pushing itself out. They're gonna take down these little buildings here, which basically act as buffers. We're gonna see a TP back by the Darkseer. He's gonna look to just clear this up with an Ion Shell. Pull a chunk of it into the tower. And now would be a good time for 4FC to either look to do Roshan. An illusion gets drunken hazed. Although Tidehunter gets caught out before he can ravage. Storm Spirit, vacuum coming through. 4F's Lone Druid gets caught out. Black Hole being dropped on absolutely nothing. And instead, Lone Druid goes down, Enigma goes down. Shadow Fiend's gonna pop his ult, but everyone was pretty spread out. Brewmaster gets a kill on the Leshrac. Shadow Fiend's the only one left. Avalanche is going through. Electric Vortex. Shadow Fiend buys back. That's gonna be a team wipe. That's gonna be a Roshan in Complexity's favor. This Tidehunter just keeps getting caught out. Tiny picks up the Aegis. He keeps dying without using his Ravage. Like, just pop it if you are getting focused. It'll at least do some damage, spare you a few seconds. At level 2, still, like, it does a decent amount of damage. The radius goes up even more. About a 2.5 second stun. You know, better than just dying without having used anything. Darkseer has Aghanim Scepter, so that means the wall illusions will do tons more damage. 140% damage on the illusions. Be really scary if, like, this Shadow Fiend gets caught in there. He's got another 3, almost 4k gold now. Pipe is finished on Lone Druid. Brewmaster finds himself a double damage rune. He's got himself a Vlad's as well. The sound every time he gets that crit makes me want a beer. So we're seeing 4,400 gold saved up on the Shadow Fiend. Buy something, Pep!
Where's the party?
Storm Spirit just doing a little bit of poking with the Lone Druid in the jungle here. And I think Complexity should really go aggressive. Black Hole is down for another 40 seconds. The Ravage is up, but you've got, like, there is everything up on the Complexity side. They've got the Brewmaster ult back up. The wall is back up. Brewmaster's got himself a gem. I guess just looking to do a little bit of counter warding and actually doesn't even go up onto the high ground. But finds a ward here. And that'll give him some sight in case they do a smoke gank or something like that. Gem never really a bad choice, just certain situations warranted more than others. So much attack speed on the Storm Spirit. Wow. I did not realize. And he does quite a bit of damage. I mean, he's doing almost like 180 damage with his right clicks. Complexity being really passive. I'd really like to see them kind of go wandering in the jungle. They're using Shadow Poison and Shadow Demon right clicks to kill the wards. Shadow Fiend brings himself a Crystallis. So he's looking to do a Daedalus, looking to just amplify his right click damage, give himself some crit chance. Storm Spirit bottles up this regen and activates that. He's going to look to just warp around, get as much as he can out of it.
Touché! Here I am. Over here now.
You can kind of do this, dodge around the creep camps, get your money's worth out of that. Smoke's gonna be popped. Darkseer sitting on Vanguard Pipe, and the Egg Stick. He's got another 1,500 gold, probably just saving for buyback. Yeah, that is enough. Tiny has an AC now. He's got the Yasha. So they really need to push now. Like, they have what they need to push. Just looking to clear out the creep waves here. Bear just looking to stomp any blink daggers. Finding a bunch of Eidolons, but they time out pretty much right away. And they're going to look to just shred this tier 2. The glyph still hasn't been used. Unless this is just some spectator glyph.
Dire's top tower
Glitch.
is under attack.
Tiny just machining his way through that tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And they're going to look to take the top rack. Well, they want to take top racks to help restore that creep effectiveness equilibrium. But if they can take racks just anywhere, that'll definitely help. Tiny just farming like a beast. He's got another 2,100. Courier's coming. That's a glitch. Enigma's got a blink. That'll definitely add to their jump in capabilities. So he's going to pick that up. Ravage. Tidehunter's only level 11. What's Shadow Demon looking like? 14. How is the level spread looking here? So the lowest is 14, and lowest is 11. And then we got a 22 Tiny, 21 Shadow Fiend. So everything else is looking a little... But this Tidehunter, super squishy still. He's only he finally picks up a point in Kraken Shell. I think that was a bit of a mistake, because... A lot, like, the damage block, great. And being able to shrug off stuff like slows, avalanche. It won't allow you to shrug off stuff like disrupt or toss. But it will help break some of the CC. Daedalus finished on the Shadow Fiend. He's got another 2k gold saved up. Probably look to sell his wand pretty soon. Maybe pick up like a Satanic or something. He's hitting for a little over 300 damage, probably about 314. I don't want to do the math here. Because as we saw earlier, when I do math, I miss shit. Brewmaster just clearing out the creep waves a little bit, gonna blink away. It's actually kind of lucky that Shadow Demon's gonna actually get a disrupt on the Leshrac. Blink's BKB is going to be popped on the Tiny. We're going to see a Lone Druid get a kill on the Shadow Demon. Tiny's going to get a kill on the Leshrac. Soul Catcher being used on the Lone Druid. Ravage is going to go off. Black Hole is going to be popped on 3. Fluff and Stuff's going to go down. Tiny's going to get a kill on the Enigma. Shrillee's going to nearly go down. Tiny gets a double kill. Darkseer buys back. Shadow Fiend gets a kill on the Storm Spirit. He finishes off the Shadow Fiend. Tiny Aegis gets used. Storm Spirit buys back. And they want to chase down. Boulder cooldown is done. And that's going to be a kill on him. Leshrac throws down a stun. Shadow Fiend buys back. Lightning coming through. And they're just going to look to take the tower. Punch, punch, punch. So much damage coming through on that tower. Tower's gonna go down. Tiny's gonna look to get out. Storm Spirit's gonna come through, get a kill on the Shadow Fiend. Leshrac's gonna go down as well. They're gonna get a kill on this Storm Spirit, or the Lone Druid as well. Triple kill for the Storm Spirit. That's gonna be middle racks. And they should look to just transition this somewhere else.
Has fallen.
Tiny's just gonna pop his
Dire's top tower is
Manta.
under attack.
So he did turn out that into a Manta
Dire's
and just
bottom
annihilate
tower
this.
is under attack.
The barracks is gonna go down as well.
Dire's top
And in the
tower
meantime,
is
they're gonna
under
take the
attack.
tier 3 down here. That is gonna be triple racks in the span of like
Dire's
like a
bottom
minute.
barracks are under attack.
Just so much push potential coming out of this team. That's Mega Creeps. 4FC calls GG. Well played by Complexity.
The Radiant now have mega creeps.
That early aggression didn't bite them in the ass. They knew that they just had to hold out, get this Tiny, all the push he needed, jump on top of these squishy heroes. Some mistakes were made by this Tide Hunter not popping Ravage when, you know, like I was saying, just pop it. Just use it. Better to use it and, like, use it poorly than to die and never use it.
Dire's ancient is
So that's going to be game. Complexity takes that rather handily. Crazy lightning sparkle pony there. And final score screen's going to come up. I was Blightwind. I hope you enjoyed this. This was another game within the defense tournament. We're still in the group stages. Haven't quite gotten to the best of 3s yet. So there's the score screen. Leave a like and favorite. Definitely helps out support new casters like me. And leave comments on how I can improve myself. I hope you enjoyed this. I will catch you all later. Hope you enjoy your wonderful Friday. And hope you enjoy the other games that are going to be happening today. I might even cast a live one. Who knows?